Hello guys, I hope you are okay. So in last sessions together we checked one filter and selection manager tabs in find section, and uh, in this session I want to check a family reviser tab that can be very useful and practical for making our modeling faster. And so if I want to brief you about this plugin, I can say you can get an organized output of your families in the project to use them, of course. And also you can output some of your families out of a project and add them to another project. Deleting extra families out of a project or saving them separately is another use of this plugin. Changing the name of a group of your family in the project, this plugin can help you. So managing your work set of your project too. Okay. Uh, before we start to use this plugin, I want to brief you about all sort of family in Revit. As you know, everything that we use in Revit is a kind of family. For example, walls, columns, windows, or two-dimension objects like texts. All of these families are in a process that Revit category is their first point, and you cannot make or delete Revit categories. Okay, for example, category of walls or windows or floors cannot be removed or added, and there are default tools. And also you cannot change them. And there are two kinds: annotation categories and model category. Annotations are two-dimension elements, as you know, text or measures, for example, and all the two-dimension objects. A model category is three-dimension objects like doors, windows, and etc. because they have volume, and annotations doesn't have volume. Okay, so I prepared a few pictures for you here. Let me open it. Now if I want to explain you about difference of category and other levels of family, here it's very clearly here is in the picture. In the column families, you can see have some example right here. For example, we say category of columns. It's a category, it's a sorting. Okay, here you see columns is divided into two families here, as you can see. That are a kind of family. Round columns here, and here rectangular columns, and all of these families are divided to some types here. 600 millimeter and 400 millimeter. Rectangular 250 to 300. Rectangular 300 to 200, and lots of types that we can make for these families. Okay, and every one of these type families have some a special feature for them that are instance parameters. Okay, for example, these round columns, 400 millimeter, has some special parameters that are instance parameters. Okay, so instance parameters are special features of that type. Okay, if I want to review for you, we have categories that can be labeled in families, and these families can have some types, and these types have some special parameters that is for that type. For example, base level or image or base offset, for example. That are instance parameters of a type family. Generally, families in the Revit system family and a loadable family. Okay, that system families are default families in Revit, but loadables you can upload them in a project. If I want to explain more, main elements of a real project, that by putting together we can have the structure of project are system families like ceilings or walls, okay, or like channels. These are elements that make the structural parts of a project in reality. Okay, these elements are default in Revit that we cannot remove them from the Revit. Okay, so there are default in the Revit that we cannot make or remove them from Revit. Okay, right? So there is another point that we cannot upload them to the project. Okay, and or for example save them out of Revit, for example in our computer. Okay, so important thing that we learned of system families is that we cannot we don't have to upload them in our project, okay, in Revit, and they are available by default in Revit. And also we cannot save them in an environment like our laptop or computer. And another point that we can only control the parameter of system families. Okay, when we need, we can make lots of models and types of our system families. That type of system family have some parts or elements that is useful in our project. For example, we can make some change in edit type of a wall, and we duplicate and copy and make a new type. So we have a free wheel here to make our favorite kinds in system families. So as you noticed, in system families we can make types of we want, but not of another family. And also you cannot transfer them out of Revit, but there is some tools in Revit with transfer project standard. We are able to transfer a family between our projects. So where is this tool? In Revit, in manage tab, in setting, here is transfer project standard that you see. So what are the terms of using this tool? It needs a source project and a destination project to work with this. And these two should be open in Revit. Okay, for transferring your family, you should be in a destination project. So here I opened two projects. Here is my source project, and this one is my destination. Here, if I let me show you the walls, and here are default walls of the Revit. So I didn't make any walls for this project. Okay, but in my source project, here is, let me show you in walls, you can see that I made wall types that I've used them in my project. Now I want to transfer them to my destination. So here I open my destination project here. I go to manage tab here, transfer project standard, and here ask me from where I want to copy files. I say project M. Here you see my source project named project M. Okay, so here ask me copy from. Okay, so I copy them from project MA. So here you see the listed families here, and they are all checked and chosen here. So I remove the check marks, and here I choose wall types to only transfer walls from a source project. If I OK here, here ask me some of the walls are existed now already in destination, but I only want the ones, so I press new only. Okay, now if I enter walls, okay, you can see that walls of MA project are all transferred here. See, it can be very practical for our modeling. It's one of the default tools that Revit gave us for transferring. Okay, let me back. Now let me explain the loadable family that you can upload them in your project. That also call them standard component family too. And here let me, if I want to give you an example, that are a kind of a family that will be manufactured for a special project, and they will be used in the project, of course, like doors, windows, okay, and etc. of course. Or for example, furniture are this kind. They will be manufactured for the use in a project. In other language, they will be loaded in project. They are not for a building project themselves. There is a point for the loadable family that we can save them in a RFA format in Revit. It means that in a project we can export their loadable family from the project and import them to other project. So anytime we want them, we can import them to another project. So we can have them in a RFA format and save them in our computer, right? So it's the main difference between loadable family and system family. And here is some example of a loadable family in Revit. Wall, roof, ceiling, floor, railing, ramp, stair, room, and grid. You see, here are some default loadable families in picture. Sorry, system families. And in this picture, you can see some loadable families that can be import and export in different projects, that you can save them as a separate file in your device, okay, out of your file project. And now with my explanation, you can identify your family type in Revit. And with the features that they have, you can use them and manage them.